Hi, we are here to tell you the story of the LeadQuake Research on the most popular governor 2022.
This is one of the innovative projects, flyovers scattered all over Port Harcourt, not only this one, of Governor Wike. And as you know very well that is known as Mr. Project.
Nyesom Wike, the executive governor of Rivers State, is a different thing to different people at different times. But one thing that is certain is that in Wike, you have a man who has overcome numerous challenges to become one of the most successful politicians in the country. Nyesom Wike grew up in a humble background in Obio Akpo local government area of Rivers State. My parents were not rich, but instilled in me the values of hard work, honesty, and determination. Despite his humble beginning, Nyesom Wike had a burning desire to succeed in life. He worked hard in school and eventually earned a law degree from the University of Port Harcourt. Nyesom Wike's political career began in early 2000 when he joined the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers State. He quickly became involved in the party's activity and was appointed as the state legal advisor. He later became the chairman of the Obio Akpo local government area of Rivers State. Wike's political rise continued when he was appointed as the chief of staff to the governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, in 2007. He served in this position until 2011 when he was appointed as the Minister of State for Education under Goodluck Jonathan's administration. In 2013, Wike fell out with his former boss, Rotimi Amechi, who had become the governor of Rivers State. This led to a political crisis in the state, with Wike and Amechi becoming bitter enemies. Despite this, Wike continued to build his political career, and in 2015, he contested and won the governorship election in Rivers State under the PDP. He was re-elected in 2019 for a second term in office.
Is John. The right there is Paul. Is it what you are going to eat? No. Is it what you are going to eat? No. You have come to solve problem. You have to solve the problem.
The build-up to the general elections has seen various rallies and perhaps interesting dawn steps as well.
Yeah, you know, what many people don't understand about Wike is the fact that his political trajectory is, was derived from his ability to build bridges across different political divides, his tenacity of purpose. He's someone that actually, from a very young age, decided and declared to himself that he wants to make an impact in the political scene. And right from what we know about him, from the local government area where he was born, he ventured into politics at a very early age, and that culminated in who he has eventually become as of today. For instance, he was able to, work with notable politicians across across Rivers State, and if you also look, critically around what he has been able to achieve recently, he has also been able to work with notable politicians across the country, from the north, from the south, the west, the east. He has political allies, but at home, that gave him the foundation. We have people like Peter Odili, Uche Secondus, Rotimi Amechi. Now again, somehow, because like they say, politics is a game of permanent interest and no permanent foe or permanent friend. And as you see, he has also, from in one instance or the other, he has kind of have political issues, political quarrel with some of those people that are considered as his benefactors.
Overall, Nyesom Wike's political career have been marked by his determination and commitment to serving the people of Rivers State. His close political allies have played a key role in his success, and he continues to be a major player in Nigerian politics today.
The lessons that we can learn, like I pointed out earlier, in politics, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent foes. It's all about permanent interest. And that is the reason why you see that today, the person of Uche Secondus, who initially was a very close political ally with Wike, that both of them are no more in the same camp. You also see that in the person of Rotimi Amechi. Both of them are not in the same camp anymore. Of course, if you look deeply, you also discover that Wike is no more in very good political alignment with Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, with whom they were very, very close at a point. And so the lesson here is that as any human being, you need to have your purpose, you need to have your objectives. And like I tell people, if you must fly, then you need to drop every baggage that you are carrying that might, in one way or the other, limit you from flying. And so if you look at Wike's political history and his political journey to political limelight, you discover that at every point in time where he discovered that one or two persons or one or two allies of his are not having his interest of political growth at heart, he always, go all out against that person. And so he might have his own challenges, but I see Wike as a man that anybody that wants to grow should learn something from him. For one, he is a very, very vocal person. And most times, if you are in a political limelight and you are vocal, you will discover that such a person has some level of credibility, irrespective of the fact that as a human being, he might fail in one way or the other, but he has some level of credibility. That is what we keep the person, standing in the limelight. And so you look at Wike, you see somebody that have been, let's take, for instance, the issue of this current or this, past presidential election. Why many persons from the South were expecting him to work for Peter Obi, he was very persistent in what he was saying. Though it was, covered in some political gymnastics, but he was vocal in saying that he is supporting a Southern president. And you look at it, eventually he supported Tinubu. And you look at it, Tinubu is also a Southern president. Okay, so now, the way and manner it was coordinated, I think many persons look at it as he was a bit manipulative. But of course, our political system and structure is manipulative as it is today. Okay, and so while we don't commend him for being manipulative, but you know that in politics you do all you can. At least that is where we are now as a country. And so you do all you can to ensure victory. And so we are hoping that as time goes, we'll come out of this political environment where things are not done with the utmost interest of the people at heart. But again, if you are somebody that wants to grow, you need to understand where you are at every point in time and take advantage of the opportunities or the loopholes that present itself. And so, why we might not commend Wike for not supporting, that is for those that are of the opinion that he should have supported Peter Obi, why they might not commend him, but for him, he has been able to achieve his objectives.
In 2011, Nyesom Wike was appointed as the Minister of State for Education. He used his position to improve the educational sector in Nigeria by building new schools, providing scholarships, and improving access to education for girls.
sincerely thank the chairman and his team from the Council of Legal Education that have come here today to have a final inspection of the Dr. Nabogram Douglas campus of Nigerian Law School in Port Harcourt. And we have tried to use this opportunity to also present the certificate of occupancy of the properties. We try to give them to be part of the Nigerian Law School for the purposes of making some revenues to run this campus.
Education is the key to unlocking the potential of our young people. We must invest in education if we want to build a better future for our country, he said. In 2015, Nyesom Wike contested and won the governorship election in Rivers. He promised to transform the state and make it a model for development in Nigeria.
This is one of the innovative projects. Flyovers scattered all over Port Harcourt, not only this one, of Governor Wike. And as you know very well that is known as Mr. Project, and part of his urban renewal program and development, making life easy for the ordinary man to move in terms of traffic and traffic flow for businesses and the good citizens of Rivers State. And also opening the state up because for international investment and for those who are interested.
To get to that area, but I was thinking before we came that you're already prepared. So if you are prepared, shout as people who are in charge of Port Harcourt. If you know PDP, Rivers State is in charge of Port Harcourt. Let me hear you say it. PDP!
I am committed to building a better Rivers State, a state where every citizen has access to quality education, healthcare, and basic amenities. Nyesom Wike is LeadQuake's most popular governor 2022, and he is a political maverick who has defied the odds to become one of the most successful politicians in Nigeria. His story is an inspiration to many young people who aspire to make a difference in their communities.